My name is Randi Shannon, and we are coming at you live today from Miami, Florida. I'm a certified natural health professional as well as a naturopathic doctor, and we are going to get into the pineal gland. This gland is a small pine cone-shaped endocrine gland located near the center of the brain between the two hemispheres. It's small, only 5 to 8 millimeters, and is sometimes visible in head scans as calcification can occur and does most often for those that are drinking or ingesting fluoride in any way, shape, or form. How do I know this? We have an exclusive interview coming up with a trauma ER nurse, and she said 100% of the scans that came in had a calcified pineal gland. It is going to be fascinating. The conversation I had with her months ago just was so eye-opening. I loved it, and I cannot wait to get her on. So structurally, this gland is mostly made up of cell bodies called pineal cytes, which produce melatonin. Capillaries, neurons, and other interstitial cells are other structural components. Some say that there's a spiritual connection with the pineal gland. It has been of interest to philosophers and spiritualists, in fact, for centuries. Some refer to it as the third eye. Some of you may have already heard that term. Some of you were like, I didn't even know I had this thing. So the pineal gland is unique in that it's the only part of the brain that is a singular component, as opposed to having an opposite hemisphere counterpart. Because of this, the French philosopher René Descartes believed it was where the mental and the physical connected in our bodies, referring to it as the, quote, principal seat of the soul. Well, the pineal gland is part of the endocrine system. And like other endocrine system glands, such as the pituitary and thyroid, its primary function is hormone secretion, specifically secretion of melatonin. Melatonin is important for sexual development, metabolic function, and sleep-wake cycle regulation. The pineal gland intelligently handles melatonin production in a couple of different ways. Number one, it's in tune with the circadian rhythms and releases more melatonin in the evening and less during the day. Number two, melatonin is believed to prevent sexual development. This is illustrated in that children produce more melatonin, and melatonin production slows down once puberty starts. So it's interesting to note that melatonin is a derivative of tryptophan, the component in turkey, and we talk about that every year at Thanksgiving, how turkey's reputation of causing sleeplessness. Well, that's the tryptophan. So how can this pineal gland be stimulated? Well, the connection of the pineal gland to enhanced states of awareness and consciousness has paved the way to a pursuit of exercise, herbal cleansing supplements, and even meditation as a means to stimulate it and experience more of its benefits. One of the steps in the process is to engage in detoxification. I'm very, very big on detoxification, critical to having ultimate health. Substances like mercury and fluoride are extremely toxic and harmful to the pineal gland. Fluoride accumulation in the body can even cause it to calcify and effectively shuts it down. As manufactured chemical compounds are also very damaging to the pineal gland, performing chemical and heavy metal cleanses may be recommended as precursors to pineal stimulation. Now, when the body's clean and in a balanced state, there's exercises that can help strengthen it. Now, these are going to be kind of all over the board, and I'm not going to get into detail too much about them, but sun gazing is one of the things that's dated. That's a practice that's dating back to ancient times, and that seeks to harness the energy from the sun. They say sex, essential oils, crystals, and herbs, mugwort and frankincense, dragon night and rhyolite, ginseng, and wild indigo bark are a few of the essential oils, crystals, and herbs that you can rub or place over the third eye while meditating to stimulate the pineal gland. And don't get off on meditating. Some of you think that that's like a bad term. That's just your quiet time, just being alone and like thinking things out and letting the world just kind of, get shoved out and just be alone with you. Alone time. It could be prayer time. It could be, singing hymns. It could be whatever you want it to be. Meditation is just a term for just being calm and just putting the world out and just being alone. Visualization is another one. Many believe that pineal gland was once as big as a ping pong ball and shrank in size because it hasn't been used. I don't know if that's true or not, but what they say by visualization is that you can work to make it bigger by meditating and using tones while you visualize it growing in size. And I've heard some crazy, crazy stories about visualization, and I've seen the results of it from people. So there is a lot of power in the visualization. So it's just how far do you want to take it? Now, there's also foods for the pineal gland. Calcification is an issue that I believe happens to everyone that has a poor diet and a lack of certain things and an increase in certain things. Like I've mentioned, overexposure to fluoride, another one, phosphorus. Those destabilize the body's mineral balance. And this causes the pineal gland to calcify actually really quickly. So this is staggering. Nearly half of Americans experience pineal calcification by the age of 18. This disrupts the natural rhythms and hormones. This is big, you guys. This is so important. So one of the best answers to do to help clean this up is eliminate the junk foods and limit the fluoride exposure. I don't even believe in limiting it. I say get that crap out now. Do everything you can to block all fluoride from coming into the body. That includes shower filters that block the fluoride. So you also need to get enough raw, healthy foods to help decalcify and support the pineal gland. So I'm going to list off a few foods. Number one on my list is iodine. Fluoride from the tap water settles into the pineal gland. Iodine is essential to every single organ throughout the body, but modern iodine deficiencies leave room for iodine's elemental cousin, which is fluoride, and it takes its place. No good. Terrible. The human body has no use for fluoride, so the body isolates it in what's known as a calcium husk. So increase your iodine intake and you'll reduce the effect of fluoride on all of your organs. You can get it from organic dietary sources like broccoli, seaweed, fish, spinach. You can also supplement with iodine. That's what I do more often than not. And there's a couple different versions of it. Please reach out to me if you want one of these. There's some that are in the $30 range and there's some that are in the $10 range. I have tried everything, those, and I tend to lean towards the one that's in the $30 range. It's absolutely my favorite, and it's been completely tested every way. So I love that one. So it's just up to you, whatever's in your budget. Reach out to me. I will get you the links to those. Oregano oil. Research supports oregano oil as a powerful tool against microbes and other harmful organisms. By supporting the immune function, your body will more successfully remove these harmful organisms before it can attack, like, an organ like the pineal gland. So this reduces the chance of gland calcification. So oregano oil also cleanses your system, so you enjoy better health, period. Then there's a wonderful product called chlorella, spirulina, even wheatgrass. I'm not big on wheatgrass, but some people really are. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. These and other chlorophyll-dense superfoods, as they call them, remove metal toxins that build up in the organs, increase the oxygen levels also. They repair damaged tissue, and they boost your immune system. So the ability to remove toxic metals from organs aids the body in removing metal buildup. So by boosting oxygen and immune function, it can help your body reverse pineal gland calcification. Another big one is beets or beet juice. These are characterized by their deep, dark red color, and they contain boron. This element helps balance calcium intake and remove metals and other compounds like fluoride. Beets are also loaded with B vitamins to help sustain energy and encourage cellular health. Another one that some people use, I don't use this as often as a lot of people do. I just don't see the results. Maybe some of you out there do. I know that there's some real diehards in this, and I absolutely love Patricia Bragg and have interviewed her multiple times. But apple cider vinegar, this is what's said. It contains malic acid. Of that, I agree. This chemical compound gives vinegar its sour taste and also acts as a metal detoxifier. Malic acid is well known for its ability to remove aluminum from the human body. Additional benefits include dissolving kidney stones, relieving gout, lowering blood pressure, and balancing glucose levels. And the easiest way to take it is to mix a cup of water with a tablespoon or two of the vinegar and some raw honey. And I have done this many times. It's not that I don't like it. I just think that there is a time and a season for it. So again, at the top of the list for me is the iodine. I really believe it walks these toxic poisons out of the body. It helps them to go through the liver easier and be removed from the body, therefore detoxifying and decalcifying. So here's the bottom line. Use some of it, use none of it. These are about restoring the pineal gland, and you have to first eliminate all sources of fluoride and cut out all junk foods, especially sodas. If you don't change this part of the diet, you're probably really not going to gain too much ground by eating the live foods that I mentioned. There's other things like cilantro, lemon juice, garlic, even some say coconut oil. I'm mixed emotion on coconut oil, again, maybe for a season, because it oxidizes in the body, and that causes inflammation. So if you're going to do these things, some of those, do them only for a season. If you're doing anything with the oils, they can help detox. So it might be worth considering a full body detox to reduce the body's acidity and further cleanse metal toxins. I think the heavy metal toxins and liver, or the heavy metal cleanses and the liver cleanses should be some of the last things that you do, because you've got to get rid of some of the easier things. These heavy metal toxins are very taxing on the liver. And one of the first things, if the liver is sick, then everything is sick. So you want to make sure you really boost your body's immune system. And here's the deal. Results are going to vary. And anything that I'm saying is made for education purposes and are not intended to replace the advice of your doctor. So I'm not dispensing medical advice, prescribing, or diagnosing illnesses. And my views are, and potentially, if you would take it that way, advice are expressed, but not necessarily a substitute for conventional medical service. I have to say these things to remain safe. Everything that you do is up to you. You are responsible for you. And as always, if you have a severe medical condition or health concern, see your physician, whoever that may be. So with that, signing off. Again, coming to you live from Miami. So glad you took the time out to be with us today, and we hope to see you on our next video. Don't forget to subscribe so that every time we have something new come out, and I promise not to waste your time, I try to talk on topics that are of interest to everyone. So subscribe today, and we'll see you on the next call.